Is GreenPanthera really a way to earn real cash by taking paid service, or is it a waste of time? My name is Michael and I have tested hundreds of different free ways to make money online and hundreds of different service sites. And this platform is one that I also have talked about before, but there has been some big updates on it. So therefore I wanted to make this video an updated GreenPanthera review, give you an inside look and show exactly what it offers now so you can find out if this is the right opportunity for you or not. So let's start by going over who can join. First of all, GreenPanthera, as any other legit paid service site, is of course free to join. And you can see at the top of the website, you can choose your country. And these are the countries you can join from. But they also do have like an international one option, as you can see there. So that means that you should be able to join from basically all countries. But it is mainly worth considering if you live in one of the countries you can see here on the list. You can also again do it on the website there if you choose to. And also it is of course free to join, as I said, and if you sign up there you will also get a $2 registration bonus. But before deciding whether you should sign up, let's now take an inside look and we'll see exactly what it offers and how much you can expect to earn. So I have now logged into GreenPanthera, and if you've seen any of my videos about it before or have used the platform before, you can see that it has a complete rebrand and a completely new design. Personally, I think that is great. It was a little bit outdated before, so good to see that they've actually updated it. But let me also just be honest right away that so far it is actually, as time of the recording this video anyways, it basically just very recently happened that they had this rebrand. But so far I haven't seen many changes in the earning opportunities or the way it works. The main thing it has is that it's just made it more user-friendly, a little bit more modern design, which is of course also great. But anyways, I'm now logged in here. You can see what I have my balance here, what I've earned so far. I have my account here. I have cashed out from it several times before. We'll talk about the overall earning potential a little bit later. As you can see, I'm not quite yet where I can cash out again. So we'll talk about the payout threshold, all this a little bit later. But if you do want to see a payment proof, I actually have a video where I do show that just with the old design, but you can see that it actually does pay. I'll leave a link in the top corner there so you can check that out if you want to. But anyways, the way you can earn here is mainly with paid service. You go to click here to earn money, and then you can see service, and then you can see all the available surveys, and you can see up to, it says. So this is how much you get like up to, because that's where it's a little bit strange that you do not necessarily get this one, because if you do not qualify for this survey that you click here, it might take you to another one that will give you another reward, but it will of course tell you that before you actually start it. But that's just something to be aware of. Also, you will get emails, and you will get quite a lot of emails. In my experience, you will get several per day, at least that's how it is where I live, with invitations for service. But just be aware, there is no guarantee you will qualify, not even if you click the email invitations you get there, and it will take some patience. Yes, it has quite a good number of paid service. They do pay decently, the service here, compared to many other service sites, but you should expect to disqualify for many of the service. So sometimes you need to try maybe 10 service before you actually find one to qualify for. So that's just something to be aware of, that it can take a little bit patience like that. And I've heard from many users that sometimes get a little bit frustrated with the emails and they click them and then they're told, oh, the survey is not available, something like that anyways. But no, in general on service sites you will not qualify for all service. That's just how it is. And here it can take some patience to find the ones that you do qualify for, but when you do qualify, they do pay quite decently. They do have one more way to earn here we just also need to talk about before we go into how you can get paid. So you can see here in the earn money section, there is also something called offer walls. So if you use get paid to sites before, you will see that you will know that this is where you can find, for example, different offers, download games, different free trials you can sign up for. Some paid offers, they also require to make you that you make a purchase and things like that. But then sometimes the reward is also bigger. So it can be worth checking out. But right now I do not have a lot of paid offers available. You can see it actually basically just says 2, and there's only 2 offer walls. So I would say GreenPanthera, in my opinion, is best For surveys, the offer awards, how many options you get, of course depends on the country you live in, but I have tested also like hundreds of get paid to sites with paid offers, and it's just a very low amount. I usually have like hundreds of paid offers available when I go to sites like that. So I personally prefer like just using other sites like top get paid to sites for that. I do have a list of my top recommended get paid to sites that have a lot of paid offers. I'll leave a link to that below also, so you can check that out. But for surveys, it can be decent. But let's talk about how you can get paid, because that's of course very important to know before you decide to use any paid survey site. So I now jump to the withdrawal section, and you can see my balance is $23.37. And here it says, you can cash out via PayPal. It can take up to several days. It can take several days. So, sometimes it can take a few days. So just be aware of that. PayPal is currently the only payout option that they offer. And you can see here, it seems like I can then just cash out now here because there's no information about the payout threshold. I hope they will add that at some point, but you can see it here at the top. You can see that I haven't quite reached it yet, but they do not write here until I actually click here to make cash out, and then you can see minimum cash out amount is $30. So I don't know why they don't just write it here, but now you know, right? And if not, you would also see it here. So that's just something to be aware of. It is a quite high payout threshold, I would say, compared to many other paid service sites. There are some service sites that pay out when you earn $1, $5, $10. So $30 is quite high. Yes, you get a good joining bonus, but still $30 will take some patience. And this high payout threshold here is also, in my opinion, the biggest disadvantage of GreenPanthera, because there are many other aspects I like of it, especially after they've updated the design. But the payout threshold, that definitely could be lower for sure. It does pay, as mentioned. I have already mentioned that I have a video with payment proof. You can check it out in the top corner there, but it does take some patience to reach the $30. So if you are looking for service sites that pay a lot faster, I do have a list on my website also of the fastest paying, meaning the ones with the lowest payout threshold. So I will also leave a link to that below. So if you prefer that, you can check that out instead. So to sum it all up, GreenPanthera is a legit paid service site. You can also see on the website, it says here it's paid out more than $40 million to its user, and it's existed for many years, and it just recently had a nice refresh of the design, so it looks more modern and is more user-friendly. I've been paid by it quite a few times, many times, and it does pay quite well for the paid service. The disadvantage of it then is that it can take some patience to find the service you qualify for, and it does have quite a high payout threshold compared to many other service sites. But overall, it can be a decent paid service site to earn a bit extra if you live in one of the countries that it is available in. And if you want to join, I do have a full written tutorial also on my website if you prefer just reading, or if you want to join, then in that written review you can also find at the top a joining link there on my website. I'll leave the link below so you can go there and check that out and join if you decide to. And at the same time, that is my invitation link, so that will support my channel, and I will of course appreciate that support. But no matter what, if this video helped you, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.